Cognition is the ability to process information, apply knowledge, and change the circumstance if required. Cognition is changing the way we design systems, and now in this presentation we will discuss how cognition is changing the way we configure, monitor, and control applications in an enterprise. My name is Rao Mikilineni, and I'm the co-founder of C-Cube DNA Inc. In the past, I have worked in AT&T Bell Labs, Belcor, US West, and this is my sixth startup, both in telecom and IT. I have in the past also worked with the Japanese companies in the 90s and managed subsidiaries in India and Japan to deliver software and hardware solutions for telecommunications and IT. This experience is relevant because I'm going to be making some bold statements on the future of IT and its management. The biggest challenge in the next generation IT is how to manage hyper-connected applications and the Internet of Things. The next generation IT management platform has to deal with large scale of both applications and the infrastructure, and also both fluctuations in workloads and also the availability of resources. There are three big changes that are driving the transformation in IT. Number one, we demand services anytime, anywhere with applications such as Twitter, Amazon, YouTube, and Facebook. Communication and collaboration and commerce now we demand at the speed of light. In addition, there are hyper fluctuations in demand. For example, during a Super Bowl, the views can be in such high demand that the infrastructure has to be scaled 5 to 10 times in a short period of time. In addition to that, we also deploy a huge number of sensors and collect data and process it in order to become super competitive in terms of getting real-time insights to what is happening. In the past, we have seen how scale and fluctuations have been dealt with. For example, the telecom networks connected billions of users and provided the telephony service using plain old telephone system. The internet connected billions of devices and allowed us to have pretty amazing new services such as Uber, Twitter, Facebook, etc. What we need now is a new generation of hyper-resilient computing clouds that can connect trillions of managed and distributed services so that we can have communication, collaboration, and commerce at the speed of light. What we are going to talk about is how to create a scalable and managed distributed services creation, delivery, and assurance with telecom-grade trust. This is an excerpt from Kumar Malavalli, who is a Brocade founder and also the 2003 member of the Silicon Valley Engineering Hall of Fame. He predicted a paradigm shift in 2009 to enable a cloud-agnostic, globally interoperable, and massively scalable service creation, delivery, and assurance platform. The on-demand availability of hyper-resilient infrastructure from different providers will be even more meaningful if applications were configured, monitored, and managed to choose the best execution venue based on available pools of resources. The technology required for developing such self-aware and self-managing networks is now available to provide application SLA management through cognitive application area networks. In this presentation, we describe cCubeDNA's transformative technology, what problem it is trying to solve, and its solution. We will talk about current state of the art and also how a next generation digital IT would look like. We finally present some current status where some partners and customers are validating and deploying this technology. We introduce a cloud agnostic application management architecture and software to improve application availability, performance, and security and compliance. This is in contrast to cloud native application trend that is currently being pursued. We disrupt current infrastructure-centric cloud management trend without disrupting the enterprise operations or applications, operating systems, or use of hyper-resilient cloud infrastructure. We reduce complexity, improve efficiency, and eliminate tool fatigue in deploying globally interoperable, massively scalable service creation, delivery, and assurance technology. The idea is to bring telecom-grade trust to the data center and demonstrate features that cannot be done using current technologies. When we showed our demonstrations on a video to an analyst from IDC, this was his reaction. This blows my mind and challenges my understanding of IT. In the current data centers, the applications are locked to the server, virtual, physical, or container, and they lack self-management with portability to run on a best execution venue, whether it is your own data center or a private cloud or a public cloud. Everyone agrees that the current solutions are infrastructure-centric, come with vendor lock-ins, and add complexity. The cost and complexity of application management is continuously growing. So the solution is to bring self-management, portability, security, and automation across clouds for any application on any infrastructure without making any changes to the application. This is done by infusing cognition into computing. This is where the new paradigm begins. This picture shows the current state of the art of application management. On the top, you have the application and its quality of service requirements pertaining to availability, performance, security, and regulatory compliance. In the bottom, you have a multitude of infrastructure providers with their infrastructure as a service. In order to match the application QoS requirements to the SLAs provided by various infrastructure operators, we have to depend on many intermediaries who orchestrate the resources in order to meet the application requirements. Here we show the intercloud and intra-cloud application connectivity and orchestration using cCubeDNA technology. Applications are deployed, monitored, and controlled independent of infrastructure, whether they are physical servers, containers, or virtual machines. No virtual machine images are moved, and complexity and the tool fatigue are reduced. Today, we claim that there is no other technology that can demonstrate this capability. This slide shows the current status. We have a very unique IP that infuses cognition into computing and allows us to create dynamic workflows that can be self-monitoring, self-managing, and self-protecting. We have 3 patents already issued and 9 are in progress. And we are, of course, a member of Cisco Entrepreneurs in Residence program. Our partners, actually, we have worked with them from the beginning in order to define the use cases and the applications. And as you can see, the most useful application seems to be a intercloud and intra-cloud service orchestration, for example, to Cisco customers, also to discover and migrate legacy applications to any cloud. These are our customers with whom we are currently working very closely in order to deploy, test, and validate our product. You can see the accolades from the industry analysts and also our customers that show the acceptance of our technology. This slide shows our presence at the Cisco Live 2015 in San Diego, where we demonstrated our technology in Cisco Intercloud and the reaction of one of the visitors to the booth. We conclude this presentation by the observation from von Neumann papers in Hickson Symposium in 1948. He said, "It's very likely that on the basis of philosophy that every error has to be caught, explained, and corrected, a system of the complexity of the living organism would not run for a millisecond." We believe C-CubeDNA's composed service management architecture and software puts the safety and survival of application first and allows sectionalizing, isolation, diagnosis, and fixing of errors at leisure. This is possible by changing the computing model to infuse cognition and leverage the self-management, just like autonomic computing is leveraged to create driverless cars. The future IT may be an operatorless IT.